Guys, shooting left here. Today I got a gun review. This is my new carry weapon. This is the CZ-2075 Rami. This is a very nice gun. This is a CZ product. If you didn't know that, see the CZ. This is a hammer-fired double action, single action firearm. The has night sights. The night sights are okay. They are a activated night sight, I guess you can call it. I don't know how you want to say it, but basically they have to be charged essentially. And so you put a light on them for a little bit, and then they'll glow for a while. They're not like tritium where they're just on, which is a little disconcerting if you really like night sights. But you could always change them. They're just dovetailed on there. I do like the grip, and I have big hands, as you can see. I don't know if you can see that, but so my hand almost covers the gun. So pretty big. As far as, I mean, it's a good size, subcompact, but it's still nice. Nice round top to it. So basically, not as sharp. You have a little less things poking into you. Has rubberized grips, a little bit of checkering, not really checkering, but more like just little slots cut out. That they do a pretty good job. You can feel them. They also have some slots cut in the back. This is the safety model, which I can't use, of course, being lefty. I just leave it hammer down, which I'm used to anyways for my competition. My CZ, I start, usually hammer down. And I just wasn't a fan. I'm not a fan of decockers, just because I feel a little bulkier. Trigger jobs can be a little trickier. If I did anything to this, I have no problem just holding, dropping the hammer. But getting back to the review. It is a nice firearm. It's really nice. It handles really nice. It actually rides really well. One of my first guns I carried was a MMP9 compact, and it was kind of a bear to conceal or to carry. It felt really bulky, whereas this feels really nice. Really, it feels smaller than what it what it actually is, which is nice. It comes with a 10-round magazine. This is actually a modified pinky extension that a guy makes for these. I did a review on this, so you can do that. I'll probably put that review and probably some other links for him. They're $14 from Nice. Gives you that extra, really nice extra pinky, especially when you got big hands like me. And no, these are factory mags. I do polish my own magazines. It also comes with the 14-rounder. Has the extension there, which really gives you a nice grip on the firearm. Like, it almost makes it feel like a smaller full size, or just a regular compact, I guess you could say. Plus, you get a few extra rounds, 4 extra rounds. And if you're really feeling froggy and want some extra rounds, they take the full size SPO1 Shadow mags. Like, this is the Metgar. This one's the 10-rounder, just because I do a lot of competition, production class, so 10 rounds is all I need. Or you go with the 17-round Metgars, or the 18 or the 19-rounders, and it actually doesn't feel bad even with that. It feels a little different, but it actually doesn't feel bad if you had to put it in. I sometimes keep one of these in my car as a backup, just in case. But I will take that. It'll even take, like, I think Pro Mag makes a 30-round version for it. But the pistol itself is really good. It's got a good, really nice beaver tail. Shorter than, I think, the SPL one, but a little bit wider, I think. So you really get a good handle on it. And being a little 3-inch barrel, and actually, the recoil on it's really nice. It's got a little bit of a snap to it, but it's not as bad. like I shoot my wife's shield, and that thing just kicks like a mule, or even my little bodyguard 380. It just this is actually a pretty smooth shooter. In double action, I mean, it's a heavy double action, but it's not bad. I've had a few people who you know don't even know the gun, or have never even shot a CZ, and they're actually it's not bad. In single action, got a little bit of it's got a little bit of a take up there, a little bit of take up, and then breaks pretty smooth. It's hard to kind of give some examples just because my SPO1 is pretty well modded, so it's pretty light, so it's a little sometimes harder to explain the feel of it because I'm so used to such a light double action and single action. The only thing I do have concern about as far as field stripping can be kind of complicated because on the SPO1 in the shadows and stuff, there's two little lines usually on the sides that you pull it back till they line up and then you pull out the pin. The pin can be a little tricky because I'm not sure if you can see that with this crappy camera, but it's like in a little bit of a channel, like it's kind of recessed in, and it can be a little tricky. The way to do it is you basically go to half cock, push that in. You can sometimes, if you're strong enough, put that in. If not, I just use the magazine butt, and if I can, get that little pop, and then it's just a matter of working it out, which ain't always the easiest because it's stiff. I mean, I've only shot this gun a few times, so it's still pretty stiff. Let me grab a screwdriver. So, the other thing you can do is just give that a little pop, and then it comes right out. And it slides right off. Now, my problem is the finish. And hopefully you can pick that up. It looks like, it's basically like they didn't finish it. Like they taped it off and then sprayed the outside of it. Whereas my SPO1 is a full, cover, coating and all that. I don't think it really will affect the functionality of it. I know CZs are great guns. But it just looks like even up in the rail, I don't know how well you'll see that, but like in the channel, it's like spottiness, like overspray almost. And even now, like in the trigger area, there's like some spottiness in there. So it just, it feels smooth, even though it's lubed. It almost makes it look rough. So that was my only disconcerting thing, is it made it look a little cheaper than it really was compared to my SPO1 and stuff like that and other ones that I've seen full sizes. It just gave it a little bit more of a cheaper look. Still feels fine. Still has got that CZ quality. And then to put it back, you just go back to that. You just let the slide touch the hammer at half cock, and just trying to do this and not scratch it or anything. And you just line them up, pop it in, and you can't really see. You can sort of see it a little bit when when it's that slide lock. But that was my only really beef with this pistol, was that finish on the inside. This kind of was a little disconcerting for me. I thought they'd have a little bit better. It's probably protected. It probably won't corrode. Probably like a primer or something like that they put on it. But it's one of those things. So yeah, for being left-handed, it's still a fine gun. As far as the left-handed view of it, it works just fine. If you're a safety person, if you run cocked and locked, you can't do it. You just can't, because you don't want to be drawing and trying to finger the safety, and then control your grip and then go for the shot. So if you don't mind running, hammer down, it'll be fine. It works just fine. It won't go off. That's a long double action, so it would take a lot for that to go off, on its own. Even the decocker, there I think was a version that had an ambi safety that I think I've heard. I don't know, but I don't worry about it. Most of the guns that I've carried have all been either striker fire or they were only a safety for right-handed folk. And what's nice is even if you're running hammer down, the safety will not engage, so you don't have to worry about accidentally having the safety engage and it not firing on you when you need it. Mag release, it's good and strong. It's good and extended, but it also doesn't affect me for being left-handed. Like sometimes I had one where I would constantly hit the magazine on, like it was right near the holster, and I'd hit the magazine. This doesn't. I even actually tried to swap the magazine release, which is doable. A little trickier than the full-size one, but I noticed when I did that, just the way I would have to kind of like hit the button, the magazine would actually kind of like get stuck in my hand a little bit, so it wouldn't just fall out. So I went back to it because then my hand actually comes off a little bit to do using the middle finger, and then it comes right out. So that's the only thing. I try to keep it with my competition, which is on the right side of the pistol. But other than that, this is a great carry gun. Shoots really well for small as it is, and for what it is. I mean, it's a smooth shooter, and accurate too. I haven't really stretched out the distance. I've only shot it, maybe like 10 yards. Nothing too extreme because it is a carry pistol. Anything out far that, you don't need to be probably shooting. But it feels good in the hands, very nice in the hands. Got a good feel. You can still get a good profile on it. Even with big hands, you don't have to worry about the thumb necessarily getting in front of the muzzle, like my little bodyguard sometimes does. But if you've been looking at one, go. The CZs are a little harder. Not everybody carries CZs. So if you have a shop local, to check them out. Prices on them is pretty good. I think I got mine for a little over $500, which isn't bad. At least for whenever this video gets released. But check them out. They're really reliable. They got the CZ quality. And if you know CZs, you know they are workhorses. They got really tight quality control on them. So, I mean, they're designed to basically take any pistol off of any line and interchange the parts on them. They have some of the highest, quality control ratings. But yeah, CZ's 2575, or sorry, excuse me, the CZ 2075 Rami. Check them out. Great gun. You will not be disappointed if you get one. Thanks, guys.